Got it. And what about the cabinetry?
The cabinets are the same as when I bought it.
Got it. Wow,
I
it
mean, they're
seems
not
like if
messed up. They're just they're not
right, right,
they're not
right,
brand new.
right. So it seems like you've put some work and some good effort into this place.
Just the floor. I mean, just like just just
Right
the
in the
floor. We replaced the wood floor. That's it. And of course, AC unit and the roof. Of course, that's things that you have to do every so often. So
oh yes, oh yes. But those are really the major things.
they are. They're the one that costs the money.
Oh yes, oh yes. So what's going on? Are you moving somewhere?
No, I just bought another house in Pensacola, and I
Good
thought,
for
well,
you.
I need three homes. So I had that one leased out, and then I decided that, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell my tenants to get ready to move, and so I did, and they've already left, and I
Mm-hmm.
thought, well, I'll put it on the market.
Mm-hmm.
So I did.
Is it currently vacant?
It is.
Got it, got it. Okay. And you said the tenants are so the tenants just recently left?
Yeah, they've been gone for about a month now.
All right. And you put it on the market already, or you were going to put it
No,
on the
I'm
market?
just I'm getting ready to put it on the market. I haven't. I don't live in Panama City. I live in Pensacola,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting ready to go down and go ahead and list it.
Got it.
But
It's
I
fun.
thought, well, I will
It's
see what somebody else offers me for it before I go down there and do all that. I might just want to sell it like it is
sure,
without,
sure, sure.
you
It's
know.
funny you say that because we just sold another property of ours in Pensacola today.
Oh,
So, yeah, so it's fun. It's funny you say that you moved to Pensacola. We invest throughout the whole state, of
yes, sir.
Florida, and sometimes we go into Alabama, like Mobile, Alabama. But
Uh,
most our bread and butter is really Florida.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you've spoken with some realtors already?
Yeah, I did. I spoke to one realtor. She told me that I could list it for 320.
Right. She's kind of on point. I think you could probably list it for about 320. Um, did she give you like a net number that you'd be able to walk away with?
No, I didn't ask her for that. She said if I listed it, but this is what she told me. At first, I
Okay.
told her that that I wanted to clear at least 275. She said, well, if you listed it at 300, you'll clear 275. I think it was 600 and something dollars or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, but if you listed at 320, you'll clear more money, and you can offer them money to help them pay on their closing.
Right. Right. Right.
So she was just offering me suggestions on what to do to help, sell the house. I guess if somebody needed help.
Right, right. Well, typically you don't have to do it because you could list it for 300, and then if they do
Right.
need help, you can always try to increase the price a little bit and stuff like that.
Right.
You can get super creative. I am seeing things sell for right around the $300,000 mark. Now you do have some really good updates
Mhm.
that were done to the house. One thing that I will kind of tell you on my end, when you're selling it to retail buyers, they really care about the cosmetics. We more so
Right.
care about the major things that you just talked about, the water heater, the roof,
Yes.
all those major components is really what matters to us because
Yes.
cosmetics is just, super easy for us to fix.
Hmm.
So I'm seeing comparables right in the $300,000 range. So
Yes.
you said your goal is to clear 275, right?
That's what I would like to get out of it. Yes, sir.
I gotcha. Is there a mortgage on the property that needs to be paid off?
No, no, it's free and clear.
Oh,
There's
good for
also
you.
uh, there's also a
Go ahead.
I can't think of what it's called now. Anyway, a sprinkler system. Zoned. There's a zoned sprinkler system there too for the whole yard. It sits on a half an acre.
Yeah, yeah, I did see that. I saw the half
Okay.
an acre. Yep, yep. Okay. So there's no mortgage, so that's really, really good. Let me think how I could structure this. So the agent, when you spoke to them, what were they trying to, she said that she would need like a 6 months agreement with you or something like that
No, 3. She said she could probably have it sold in 3 months.
in about 3 months. I gotcha. Um, Let me look at this. So essentially, when we buy these houses for cash,
Yes,
primary exit strategy is for us to purchase it, add as much value as we possibly can, and add in value really just means like renovating the kitchen and the bathrooms and
right,
any kind of
exactly.
cleaning, painting, stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
And then we turn around and resell them to, either families or, sometimes
Right.
funds,
Mhm.
to just purchase the house from us on the open market.
Right.
Typically, when we do it, we want to look for properties that, in a lot of cases, need a little more work than yours, because yours
Mhm.
just seems in a overall really good condition. However, it doesn't mean that we can't, buy a property like yours. It just means that
Yes.
if there isn't a lot of value for us to add, our
Right.
offer might not be as competitive as what you could get on the market. So if I give you a
Right.
cash offer, it most likely is going to be less than 275. So does it make more sense for you to just list it with the agent?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm just asking you because essentially that's really what you need to
Well, let
determine.
me
Like,
let me
what's more
say
important
this.
to you?
I I I'm not going to be lowballed to nothing. Okay.
Sure, sure, sure.
I
Absolutely.
paid I paid 230 for that house. I paid
Hmm.
cash for it, and so I can tell you now that it's got to be a whole lot more than 230.
I'm totally with you. So, the reason I was saying all that is really not
Yes.
to. I don't like to lowball people at all. I'd come out and tell you straight up, hey, you're
Yes.
probably better off to list it with an agent,
Yes. Sir.
unless you can tell me, hey, Sam, I understand you're telling me I'm better off to list it with an agent, but I really want to sell it in say 21 days, and I don't want to wait the 3 months, or I really want to, I don't know, sell it and not have to um, clean or paint or do the grass
Sure.
or whatever it is.
Uh,
So when we buy the houses, that's how we buy it. We just buy them as is. You really kind of don't have to do
yes.
anything to them.
Uh,
Um,
yeah.
Here's a couple of, so let me do a quick calculation here while I have you on.
Yeah. I guess the main thing that what would be your best offer? Let's just say it like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I'm with you. So let's see. Uh,
Yes.
okay. So here's, I would like to actually make three different proposals to you. Would you mind?
Yes. Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
listening.
So I'm going to call them option one, option two, and option three. And
Yes.
you can decide which one is a little more appealing to you. So
Okay.
option
Go ahead.
one is really what we focus on the most as a company, and that's what I just described to you. So we buy the houses, we add the value, and then we resell them on an open market. With
Yes,
that
sir.
offer, it's a simple cash offer, right? There is really no contingencies associated with it. So we're not getting a loan. There's no appraisal that needs to happen. It's
Yes, sir.
closing in as quickly as 30 days or less. If the title's ready
Right.
quicker, we close quicker. There's no
Right.
cleaning and there's no realtor commissions involved with the transaction also. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
just a clean cash deal. With that
Right.
option, I am going to have to be closer to about $246,000. That's option one.
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's just a straight cash purchase, and you don't have to
Yes.
deal with the market or anything like that. That makes sense?
Right. Yes, sir. I'm
Okay.
listening. I'm writing it.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. I love that. Here's option two. Okay. Option two is a little more interesting. So with option two, what we could do is on properties that are in slightly better condition that we want them to be.
Yes.
However ludicrous it sounds. Um, but properties that are in slightly better condition and they don't really need a hell lot of value add done to them,
Yes, sir.
we just recently started, instead of us purchasing those properties, we started partnering with homeowners because there are a lot of scenarios, like 8 out of 10 times when I talk to someone like you who just has a house and it's in a really good shape, and there's not much I can do for them other than just closing quickly and solving the
Right.
time problem because there's not a lot of value for me to add to the property. We started figuring out that instead of us just passing on all those opportunities, we've
Uh-huh.
created a process of partnerships that make sense for the homeowners and make sense a little bit for us as well. And that partnership is the following. So essentially, throughout the last 5.5 years, we've done close to 1,300 transactions, most of them single family houses. It's really a lot of transactions if you put it in perspective. And what we found is that in majority of cases with houses that are in this shape or and in this condition and they're rental grade properties, so like somebody can move in there um, within the
Hmm.
next month, the biggest purchaser and the highest paying purchaser is not us because we're value add investors. It's larger companies, the big boys. So the
Yes,
big boys simply entails hedge funds. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. So hedge
I've
funds
heard
are
that.
Yep. So
Uh-huh.
hedge funds are big companies. They don't buy individual property. So they wouldn't buy one address. It would have to be
Right.
at least 35 to 40 houses packaged
Hmm.
together into one
Yes,
package, and they would make one bulk purchase. Okay?
I got
They're
you. Hmm.
able to overpay for properties compared to what we can pay on these as long as the property itself qualifies. So there's a couple
Right.
of requirements for that program to work. Number one, the property has to be 1990 or higher. I saw that yours was
Right.
1993. Another
Yes.
one is there has to be a square footage match, a bed bath
Right.
match, so they don't buy one bathrooms, so you have two
Uh-huh.
bathrooms. That's also very important. And it can't have specific types of siding. So I believe, when I looked at it, it appeared to be brick, and it wasn't just brick facade. It seemed like it was brick all
No.
around.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, sir, it is.
So that also qualifies. And the major components, like you just said, the roof and, water heater and stuff like that, they just have to be in functional shape. Like it can't have
Yes.
leaks or anything like that. So
No.
if all those things are a match, then all we are doing is we're helping you facilitate that transaction. And
Yes,
we basically put that property into one of those packages of the bulk purchase that hedge fund is going to do.
sir. Uh-huh.
Now, there is two requirements that would differ um, from the first option that I gave you. So I know you first probably would want to hear the number. So the number would increase from 246,000 to $267,000. Okay? So I don't know if you're
Hmm.
writing that down. So it'd
Yes,
be
I
okay, good. So it'd be a $267,000 purchase.
am. Hmm.
That is again a net number that goes to you, meaning
Right.
there's no realtor fees that are associated or involved with that. There's no
Right.
commissions, there's no closing costs that you're paying, and it's an as-is sale where you don't really have to do anything as long as the property is in decent shape. That's all they
Yes.
really care about. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So it's a $267,000 purchase price. And there's two requirements that they would have. Number one is I can't close that in 30 days. So with a regular cash purchase, I'm able to move quick.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm able to close even in 20 days. But
Uh-huh.
with something like this, because they're buying them in bulk, they have to
Yes.
align their closing dates of all those properties. So the
Right.
minimum that they need is 65 days. So it's about two
Wow.
months turnaround.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now the average is because, as I told you, it's a package. So sometimes properties go on day one, sometimes properties go on day two, three, four, and so on. So the average turnaround time, realistically, if we go under agreement, is about 42 days. But the agreement itself has to be for 65. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Okay, yeah,
So,
I'm listening.
so we
It
kind
does.
of just make it like a worst case scenario, but in most cases, it's going to close out within 42 days. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing that we need is just reasonable access. So when we're buying the property, we only need to get in like three, maybe sometimes four times into the house just with our
Yes.
contractors. But when it's a
Mm-hmm.
hedge fund transaction, that number goes up to about five, seven times of points of access so that their reps can get a visit and a walkthrough. Now, access doesn't mean they go stay in the house in any way. They just come in, walk for about 10, 15 minutes, and then they go out and they're out of your ear, and
Well,
we facilitate and coordinate all of that.
mm-hmm.
So would any of those two be a deal breaker for you, by the way?
Well, I think that if I wanted to sell it, I don't think I'd want to go with option two because I can make more money by going myself and selling it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Got it.
now option one, I would have to get approval from my husband because, like we said, we wanted 275. That's the best you can do is the 246.
I went to the higher end of the spectrum because essentially we have, and I'm still going to give you option three too. So I don't want you to feel like I'm non-negotiable in any way. But with option one, this is kind of where I'm standing, right? If we buy it for 246, and let's say we put another $20,000, 10 to $20,000 into the property just to clean it up, paint it, maybe update the kitchen.
Right.
We're all in at about 256. We have closing
Mm-hmm.
costs that we have to pay on the front end, and we typically cover your closing costs too. So that costs us another $10,000. So that's bringing us to about 266. And then we have, when we go to sell the property, we have to pay agent commissions on the back end as well as closing costs on the back end. So if we're able to bring about $330,000 for the property, and our cost is about 300,000, that means we're making a 10% minimum return on our investment. So if
Mm-hmm.
we're at 300 and we're profiting 30 on a transaction like this, it's a 10% return on investment, which is really our minimum profit that we operate by. And I don't think it's
Yeah.
an unreasonable profit amount.
Okay, so that's option three.
That's option one. No, no, no. That's option one. Because I was running everything off of 246. Remember,
Okay.
you asked me if that's the best I can do. The reason I'm telling you it is because that's us operating at a minimum profit.
Okay, so now let me go back with that. So at 246, then you're saying that I may have to pay some closing costs because if
No,
you're
no, no,
saying
no,
that,
no, no.
oh,
We
I'm not
do,
doing
we
that.
do, we do. I'm just telling you our costs.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'd be like, oh
No,
heck
no,
no.
no, 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 no. We cover all the closing costs. You're not paying any commissions or anything like that. It's just a
Yeah,
sale
because
of,
if that house was in Pensacola right now, because if it was down here, I'd be looking at 700, 750. My
yeah.
house that I'm in now is worth about 850, and I paid 355 for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
That's amazing.
houses go for a lot more in Pensacola right now than they
I
are up there.
know, I know. Pensacola is a different market, of course. Of course.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I wish it was down here.
Well, I
I
do
would
have another option
be.
for you though. I do have another proposal.
Uh-huh.
So let me ask you this. How much were you renting this property for?
We were getting two.
2000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you guys were paying taxes and insurance out of that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what we could do, and I don't, before, I break down the whole proposal, um, you tell me if this sounds attractive to you. So some properties, what we do is, especially the ones that don't have a mortgage, it's super easy. Um, we just go directly to the seller and we propose for you to give us financing instead of the bank. So we
Mm-hmm.
would give you a down payment on the property, and then we would just make monthly payments to you, and then we would go and rent the property out for that $2,000 a month.
Yeah, I don't want to do nothing like that
Got it. Got it. Yeah,
because
so
I don't
that
want to. I don't, if I'm gonna be a landlord, I just think. I'll just say a landlord.
Well, the reason it's an attractive option for a lot of people, so there's a couple of reasons. One is, I don't know if this was your primary residence ever, but essentially if it wasn't, you do have to pay taxes on like the capital gain taxes on the sale and
No,
any profits that you make.
I sold. I paid cash for that house with the money that I had sold out of another home,
It
which
was a
was less,
1031.
it was a less value. So I don't have to pay no taxes on none of this money.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Okay, that makes sense. So that's one of the reasons why people like to go with an option like that. But another reason, and a really more important one, is that they
Uh-huh.
wouldn't have to be responsible for taxes, insurance, and maintenance or vacancy of the property. So whether the
Right.
property is rented or not, you still get a steady
Yeah.
paycheck from us. You don't have to maintain anything there. You don't have to replace roofs. You don't have to replace toilets and you
Yes.
don't have to pay insurance or taxes on it. You just get like a guaranteed check on the first of every month.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I really don't think that any of that sounds good to me. Now, I can ask my husband if he'd be willing to take the 246.
Sure,
I mean, it's money too. It's not just mine. So
sure, sure.
um, I can find out from him if he would be willing, and if he was willing, when is this the final offer here? I mean, you're not going to come back and say, "No, I'm lowballing you again here. I'm not giving you that." In other words, I don't want to just go yes,
Unless
yes,
there is
no,
something major going on at the property, like if we go in and it's completely the opposite of what you just described to me,
no, it's
not,
not.
yeah.
But, uh-huh, yeah,
So, but yeah,
no,
it's just you
not.
have to just because it seems like it's a really well maintained property. It doesn't seem like we
It
would have more than 10, 15, 10, 15, maybe $20,000 worth of work to do there.
and probably not even that. I mean, that would be entirely up to y'all. But I know that for a woman's aspect, the kitchen and the bathrooms are the ones that sell that house.
Right, right,
So
right. It seems like you've been around the block.
I have this. This is not my first home, nor is it my last home. So
Right.
I did live there. My husband got transferred from Houston, Texas. We paid cash for that house, and then we got there. We were there 6 months, and they done transferred him to Pensacola. And I'm like, well, dang! If I'd known that, we wouldn't have bought this house.
Mm.
So
Well, now you just get to sell it and you've collected rent from it and I don't think
yeah,
it's a bad thing ever to buy or sell real estate.
yeah. Well, you hope to make a whole lot more than that off of it,
True,
especially when you
true,
had it that long. I bought it
true.
in 2006, and I paid 230 for it. So at this right here, I'm only making $16,000 in almost
I
20 years.
understood. Well, you did collect rent from it though, right?
Well, yeah, but I had to pay my taxes, and
Of
I had to put a
course.
roof on it.
Of
That roof was
course.
very expensive. We're talking $20,000 plus, and then I had to pay a $7,000 for an AC unit. So no,
Mm-hmm.
all that's not free money. No,
I'm
that's
with
not free.
you. I'm totally with you. Totally.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you just have to make a decision as to what's more important to you.
yeah,
And you know, if it just makes more sense to sell it on the market, then there's, you know,
yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, I'll talk to him. He's not here right now, so if you want to
sure,
call me back, maybe he should be home around 7, or you can call me back tomorrow,
perfect. We
and
can
I'll.
do, yeah, let's do tomorrow. How about we do it tomorrow morning?
Okay, that'd be good.
Awesome. And
What
one more
time?
time, I think I just lost my note. Your first
Yeah,
name, how do I spell it?
Joyce, Joyce.
Joyce. Perfect. Awesome. I
Yeah.
got it written down
And
now.
if you pull it up at 5 Drive, you're going to see Charles and Joyce on that property.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
we've
it.
owned it for a long time.
Yeah, and I mean I feel like it's a good home. It's served its purpose
It is.
and
It's really. It's like I said. It sits around. It's a. How do you say it? There's water all around it. If that's what, like a
yeah,
little.
the East Bay
Yeah.
basically goes
Hey,
in there.
yes,
Yep.
yes. That's
Yep.
okay. Well, anyway, but yeah, call me back and let me know, and I'll ask my husband about this
Awesome.
240.
Awesome. Well, I'll
See
call
what
you
he says.
tomorrow around 10 a.m. then.
Okay, and who am I speaking with again?
Samuel, Samuel. And you can save my number. Anything changes, like let's say you say no to me tomorrow. If anything changes in the future, save my number and give me a call. You can put Samuel.
Okay,
My
I
company
will.
is called Simple Cell.
Simple sale. Okay, Samuel, I'll look for your call tomorrow.
You got it, Joyce. Talk to you.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
sir. Bye bye.
Good morning, Joyce. This is Sam.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
All right. I wanted to see if you had a chance to talk to your husband yet.
Yes, I did, and he said that he would accept that offer, but that the columns on the front of the porch need a little bit of patchwork. He said not a lot, but a little bit. He said the people had put something around the columns at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was going to go up there and do like some kind of a fiberglass on them. They're not. They're just for looks. They're not structural.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So, what was he saying something for us to do on the columns, or he was gonna do them?
Well, he said that he was planning on going up there and doing them. So I don't know if he meant that he would sell it like it is, and for you to do them. I don't. All I know is he said that he would accept your offer. That's what I got out of him. So I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
He
Is
just
he?
said he just said to tell him that. He said that that's the only thing that needs to be done down there is those three columns need a little bit of touch up on the bottom.
Got it. And is he at work, or he's
Yes,
available to chat?
yes. No, he's at work right now. I'm
He's
sorry.
at work right now. No worries, no worries. So what we would need to do, the following steps would basically be us drafting up an agreement of
Uh huh.
purchase and sale,
Okay.
and basically moving forward with it. You said the property is vacant, right?
It is vacant. Hmm.
Okay. So the way we'll write it up, Joyce, is it'll just be an as-is agreement, and
Yes, sir.
when um, when everything gets signed and we do our first visit, as long as the columns are like if it's nothing structural, I don't think we would even ask you guys to do any of that. If it's
Yeah, there.
structural, we can discuss it, but I don't think that is going to be the case, right? Hello?
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, so I was just saying, basically, if it's nothing structural and it's just cosmetic patchwork, I think we'd take
Yeah,
care of it.
that's what it is. They're the faux columns on the front. Like I said, my house has like 14-foot ceilings in the front of
Mm-hmm.
the common living areas. When you walk in, the
Mm-hmm.
ceilings are 14 foot in the living room and the kitchen and the dining room and the foyer right there. And then when you go down the halls, then they drop back down to 8 foot. So
Got it.
and the bedroom. So it's just it's a cosmetic thing. It's
All
for the
right.
foyers. They're there for the granular look, and then when you walk in, you're still looking up high. So,
Got it. Got
but
it.
yeah, and go ahead, whatever you need to do, just let me know what you're going to do so that I can tell
S-
him when he comes back in tonight.
Sure. Yeah, so I'll write it up as an as-is contract. From
Okay.
you guys, I need a couple of things. So first of all, I need two email addresses.
Uh huh.
So
Now I
do
don't have two. I have one, which is that's the only one I have.
is it cox.net?
Yeah, COX.
Okay. Okay, so
Yes,
so
sir.
that's your email. Does he have an email?
No, sir. That we have the common email together.
So essentially, when we sign an agreement, um,
Yes, sir.
it has to be signed, so it can't be signed by the same email because then it's perceived as one person. Um, Let me think what could be done. Is there a possibility, and we could help you with this, is there a possibility you'd be able to open an email for him, or maybe we could open an email and get you guys access to it for him?
I guess I'm not real good with with computers. I'll
Technology.
take right.
It's super easy. If you'd like, I can basically create one and get you access to it, and then you guys can go and change the password later on. But essentially, the signatures just have to come from two emails. Because if it comes from
Oh,
one email, it seems like it's one signature.
gotcha.
Yeah. So what I can do right now, um, I'm going to write the agreement up. I'm going to also chat with my business partner, make sure he's
Sure.
also fully good with everything, and I don't foresee any issues there. And then I'm
Yes,
going to
sir.
write the agreement up. I'll send it to you first. We'll go over the entire agreement. It's only 2 pages long. It's
Yes,
very,
sir.
very simple and plain, nothing crazy in there. It's just going to outline timeline, price, title company and stuff like that. And it's
Yes,
also
sir.
going to mention that we're paying all the closing costs and everything like that. And
Yeah.
as soon as we have a signature from you, we'll go and start working on an email from him, and then he can sign later on when he comes back in the evening. All right?
Oh, that's fine.
Perfect. So give me about 5 to 10 minutes. Let me work on this, and then I'll give you a call back so that we can get to going over the agreement together.
Okay, that sounds good, Sammy.
Awesome. You got it, Joyce. Talk to you shortly.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
sir. Bye bye.
You want to look at this house real quick? Sure. 543.
Hello.
Hey, Joyce, did I miss you?
Yeah, I was trying to call you. I can't find anything. I just sit down and I was looking for it, but there's nothing that's came through here.
Oh, I haven't sent it just yet. I wanted to make sure I'm on the line with you to make sure you get it. So I can send it right
Oh,
now.
okay. Go ahead and send it to me then, and
Per-
let me see what it is. And I may, if it's okay, I may like to take it to my attorney to look at because, like I said, I'm old and I'm not good at stuff like that.
Sure,
So I'm not.
I have no problem with it
Uh,
whatsoever. Uh,
okay. Okay.
yeah, that's totally fine. Now, the agreement itself is two
Uh
pages
huh.
long, and we're gonna go
Yes,
through
sir.
the whole thing just to make sure that you guys are comfortable with it before we can even sign anything.
Sure, that's fine. Go ahead.
So if you
Um,
don't
th-
understand something and you need to chat with an attorney
yes,
first,
sir.
that's totally fine. Now keep in mind there is going to be also a title company and an attorney firm that we hire so that we can do the
Yes.
whole transaction too.
Okay, so you have a title company. Okay, very
Yes,
good.
yes. We're not just going to hand you cash and take the deed. It's it's going to be an actual
Okay.
transaction through the
Yes,
attorneys.
sir.
They're a third party. We pay for them. So we pay for your
Okay.
fees and our fees. So all of that will be in there. But let's go through the agreement, make sure everything's fine. So give me a second.
Okay, well, let me see. I haven't found anything yet. Let me see if it's on
I
here.
just sent it right now.
Sorry, I've got a little cough this morning.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay, let's see if this is it. Um, yeah, Blue Heron Drive. Okay, so let me see if I know how to open this now. That would be a good thing.
It should say something like view agreement or view document.
Okay, I just found that. View document.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead and I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk,
Perfect.
and
Perfect.
I'm gonna
So
listen while I'm looking at.
beautiful. So at any point, please feel free to stop me and ask me any questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the very top of the agreement where you see agreement to purchase real estate is just going to outline the parties. So it's going to
Uh-huh.
say Charles and Joyce as the sellers,
Yes.
and then it's going to say Simple Sell as the buyer, right?
Okay.
And then right
Yes, sir.
down the bottom, it says legally described as, so that's just the legal description of the property. We typically don't fill it out ourselves, just not to make mistakes. So I put in there to be filled in by the closing agent, which is going to be the title
Okay.
company.
Uh
We
huh.
then have the address, so make sure the address is correct. Okay?
Okay. Well, hold on, because I'm hunting for what all you're saying here. I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm
You're
old.
fine.
I can't keep
You're
up with you
fine. You're
here.
fine. I'll try to go slow. So it's right on top of where it says earnest money, right on top of that, there should be something that says address.
Yeah, okay, it's little bitty. No wonder I didn't see it. Okay,
Okay,
I
so
keep
that's
trying
the
to open this
address.
up. Okay, yes,
That's
that's it.
right. That's right. All right, so the next one is earnest money. So this is the earnest money deposit. We also call it good faith money. So essentially,
Yes,
we're
sir.
going to put in $1,000 with a title company, which is the
Uh
closing
huh.
agent, so
Yes,
that
sir.
the agreement is actually valid, and we're going to wire it once we go under contract. So once everybody signs, then we can have a title company, and then we wire it to them, and then we start the transaction. Okay?
Okay, right.
All right. The next one is purchase price.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
see number two? So it says buyer will
Yes.
pay the purchase price of $246,000 to seller. The entire purchase price shall be paid to seller at closing, plus or minus any prorated assessed taxes, any assessments, any payoffs for mortgages or liens, and less any unpaid taxes. So
Okay.
essentially, there's nothing that comes out of this because you don't have any mortgages or liens on the property from what you told
No,
me, right? And the only thing
right. No,
that's
I
going to
don't.
be done is, so if you prepaid your taxes, then you'll get a credit for 2024. If you haven't
Yeah.
prepaid your taxes, then on the day we close on the transaction, up
Uh
to
huh.
that day, you're responsible for property taxes. From the day we close to the end of the year, we will take care of that bill. Does that make sense?
Yes. Right.
Perfect. Number three is closing costs. So we've discussed this. So it says buyer
Hmm.
shall pay all escrow and closing fees, meaning
Okay.
nothing goes on the seller, all the title fees, attorney fees, title search fees, all of that is going to be on us. All right?
Yes, sir. Okay.
The next one is closing terms. So this is just saying the closing of escrow shall occur within 35 days from the date of which buyer gains access to the property, following the
Okay.
execution of this agreement by both parties. Now, one thing I do want to tell you is, in a lot of cases, if all the paperwork, all the title work, and the dates coincide, we can probably
Hmm.
close sooner on this too, but we just give us
Yes.
a little bit of a cushion just in case something comes up or somebody's not available so that we don't have to do
Yes.
extensions later on. Okay?
Yeah. Uh huh.
Then it says, so seller and buyer hereby employ title company of buyer's choice, which is going to act as the escrow agent and title agent for this transaction. And then this agreement constitutes the escrow instructions to escrow agent, and seller
Yes,
will
sir.
convey title via statutory warranty deed at closing of escrow, free and clear of any lien or encumbrance. Meaning the title is going to be a clear title, and you provide that at closing, and all of that is going to be done by the title agent. So they will provide the title insurance and the title search, and all of that will be done by them, and we pay for that too.
Right.
So you don't have to pay
Okay.
for any of that. All you're doing is
Yes.
just showing up to closing and signing the deed over after you receive your
Right.
money. All right?
Yes, sir. All right.
One important part here, so it says seller agrees to cooperate with the closing attorney for execution of any corrective instruments as required to cure or clear title. And parties agree to extend the closing date up to 90 days to clear any legal or title issues. So the reason
Yeah.
it's in there, just so you know, sometimes we went to close on properties and there were issues with the deed or issues with the title, or like the deed wasn't recorded into the correct
Yes.
person's name. So if something like that comes up, which I really don't anticipate coming up in this transaction, we just
Yes, sir.
we're not going to cancel the contract on you. We will extend and give you all the time so that you can fix anything that needs to be fixed with the county. All right?
Yes.
And
Okay.
the
Go ahead.
last part of this, so it also says that sale price includes any and all appliances and fixtures contained in the subject premises, meaning
Yeah.
you're not going to start ripping ceiling
Refrigerator.
fans down. You're not going to take
Right.
lights off the ceiling, and
No.
appliances remain with the home.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We did that. We
Right.
did have that happen one time, so that's why it's in the
Oh God,
agreement.
that's terrible. Okay. Yeah, I can. Okay.
All right. The next one is notices. It's very simple. So it just says that um, parties can deliver notices either via email, which is what we're doing now, or we can just send a certified mail if something needs to be mailed. And within 3 days, 3 calendar days of posting, the notice is considered delivered. So that's just for any legal notices that need to go back and forth between us. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, number 5 and 6 are defaults. Every agreement has to have, some kind of repercussion for defaults. So I want to preface that by saying that in 6 years of us doing business, not a single time we had to go to court with any seller. And the primary
Yes.
reason for that is just because we don't sign blind agreements. We make sure that we go
Uh-huh.
through the full agreement with you to make sure you fully
Okay.
understand everything, and that way there's no
Mhm.
surprises in the future. So in
Right.
here it says, if seller shall breach any of the terms or provisions of this contract prior to closing of escrow, buyer may proceed against seller for any claim or remedy the buyer may have in law or equity, which includes but is not limited to specific performance and or damages. So this simply says, if we're committing to buy the property and you're committing to sell it to us, you're not going to turn
Yes.
around tomorrow and say, hey, Sam, I was just kidding. I'm actually not selling the property. And all of a sudden, we've already paid for attorneys and inspections and whatever
Right.
else. That makes sense?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Number 6, it's default by buyer. So if we default on this agreement, then the deposit that we're putting in, the good faith money, you get to keep our deposit. All right?
Mhm.
Number 7 is saying property is sold as is. So you'll see it says buyer is purchasing property as is. No repairs or improvements will be made to the property by seller prior to closing. So remember when we
Okay.
talked and I said I'm going to write it as just an as is agreement, and you guys don't have
Mhm.
to fix anything at the house and even those columns. As long as there's nothing structural or crazy going on, then
Right.
we're good to go and we're just moving to closing. Okay?
Okay. Mhm.
It does say, though, that seller will maintain and repair the property so that as of closing of escrow, it will be in substantially the same condition as of the effective date. Meaning
Okay.
it's not going to have its roof blown off by the time we go to close,
Right.
and the building's
Yeah.
still going to be standing there. And
Yes, sir.
funny example, so one time we were buying another house. It was, I think, in Jacksonville, Florida. And by the time we went to close and we went to do our final walkthrough, and the house was gone.
They had a hurricane, huh?
It was, no, actually, the city came and demolished the house.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay.
Yes. So, ever since we just put that clause in the agreement just to make sure the house is not going to disappear on us. Um,
Right.
So it also does say that seller acknowledges and agrees and understands that any personal property left on the property after closing of escrow will convey to buyer and may be disposed of by buyer at buyer's discretion. So do you have any personal belongings at the house that you would need to take out?
No, I do not. Now there is a sofa and a chair there that is real nice that I put in there because I was going to kind of like stage it, but there's
Okay.
nothing there that I need to have. No.
Perfect. So if everything can remain, then we're totally good to go. And the
Okay.
house is pretty much empty then, right?
It is. Yeah. The only
Awesome.
thing in inside the house would be the one sofa and one chair. But now there is a few things. I say a few things. A couple of things out in the garage, but that's nothing that I have to have. I mean, it can be just disposed of.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I just want to
That,
make sure. And don't think that, like, if there's something that we find and it's, especially if it's personal, like any pictures or any memories, we'll always
yeah.
ship that
Uh,
to you. We're
okay.
very good with stuff like that. Okay?
Sorry,
All
I've got
right,
a
so,
cough this morning.
oh, you're fine. You need to probably go to CVS after this, get some Strepsils, or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. So we can go to the next page. We're well, halfway through already. So
Okay.
number 8. So number 8 is a pre-closing marketing agreement. So it says seller authorizes the buyer to advertise the property for sale or rent as equitable owner on any website or form of media, including but not limited to MLS, for purposes of pre-marketing the property to gauge interest of financial partners, contractors, or assignee from buyer's network. So essentially, when we get properties under contract, the reason we are so competitive and so efficient, we try to, so we have a network of people who have submitted offers on our properties in the past, and we try to send
Okay.
these properties to people who didn't get to do a contract with us to potentially see if they would be interested to buy it from us afterwards in the future. And
Uh-huh.
essentially, we ask them, hey, if we buy this house, what kind of repairs you need us to do? What kind of improvements you want us to do so that you can buy it from us on the back end.
Uh-huh.
And the reason, like I said, we're so efficient is because we're able to do that while we're under agreement with you. Now, it doesn't change our agreement with you in any way, shape, or form. We're still moving forward and buying the property. But
Mhm.
the reason we're so competitive is just primarily because we're able to start our selling process while we're buying the property, and that way we already know what kind of repairs and renovations we're going to do. Sometimes the properties that we do keep, we also, may market it for rent so that when we close on the house, we're able to rent it out too. That
Right.
make sense?
Right.
Perfect. So the next one is access to the property. So it says between date of opening herein and closing of escrow, seller grants buyer and buyer's employees access to the property. And you will see in there, I checked off the box that says that the property is vacant, right?
Mhm.
Now, question I had for you is, how would we get access to the property? Is there a lockbox on it?
No, there's not yet.
Okay, so we can arrange all of that, and I have physical presence in Panama City. Now they're
Oh,
closer to the city. This is a little bit outside, but essentially what we'll do is typically we secure the property with a lockbox, and then we give you the
yes,
code, and we typically place it somewhere in the back of the property so that nobody knows it's vacant.
gotcha.
All right. The next one is occupancy post-closing, so number 10. So it says there are no parties in occupancy of the property other than seller, and buyer will be given occupancy of the property at closing of escrow. Meaning once we close, that's when we get possession of the house. And once we
Right.
close, you get the money and we get the deed, that's when we get possession of the house. All right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Perfect. Now, number 11, it's a little lengthy. So before we get into it, let me explain why it's there. So every property that we buy, we don't buy it inside of the Simple Sales LLC. So I see that the property is currently in your personal guys' names, right?
Right, it is.
So what we do, and this is really something that I don't like personally because we have to pay for so many LLCs, but essentially we have an LLC that we create for each property that we purchase. Sometimes it's LLC,
Mhm.
sometimes it's land trusts. So because if we put all the properties in one company, if we ever get sued by one of the tenants, like let's say somebody slips and falls at one of our houses and they sue
Uh-huh.
us, they can go after our entire portfolio. And to limit the liability, we create a new LLC for each house that we buy. Okay?
Gotcha.
So I'm telling you this up front because when you go to the closing table and you see, hey, Sam, you're actually not closing under Simple Cell, you're closing under, typically we create the LLC and we name it after the property address. So it'd be something like um,
Uh-huh.
I just want to make sure you're aware that it's still us. It's just another
Okay.
entity, which we call a third party. So that other entity is the one that's actually going to get the deed. Does that make sense?
Okay. All right.
Perfect. So number 11, it does say that buyer reserves the right to assign this agreement to a third-party purchaser or novate the agreement with a replacement agreement with a third-party purchaser, and in either such event, seller shall cooperate fully at buyer's request to transfer title to the property directly to the third-party purchaser. So the reason it's there is because we've had instances where we went under contract under Simple Cell, and then we were buying it under, call it See? And then the seller was like,
Uh,
"Well, I don't have a contract with them. I'm not going to give title to this entity." And we just had confusion, so that's why we decided to put it in the agreement so that the sellers are fully aware that, hey, Simple Cell is just a marketing entity, but we buy real estate under different LLCs. That make sense?
okay. All right.
Perfect. So it does say that seller acknowledges potential introduction of new terms in the third-party agreement and commits to provide timely and effective cooperation to facilitate the execution of that agreement. Um, but then you go to number 11.3, and it says that buyer commits to fulfilling all obligations related to renovations, repairs, any other requirements as might be necessitated under that agreement, including advancing any necessary costs and indemnifying the seller against such obligations. So, as we spoke, there's no repairs you guys need to do, there's no renovations, there's no requirements, so we're committed to fulfilling all of those. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
All right. 11, 4. So it says, in the event that the third-party purchaser fails to close on the purchase of this property as outlined in the third-party agreement, both parties agree to reinstate the original agreement of sale between the seller and the buyer under terms equivalent to the original agreement. So this simply is saying if for some reason we can't open our LLC in time or something goes wrong, whatever it is, um, we're still going forward with a transaction and this agreement is still valid and it's not default in any way and we're still moving forward. Okay? That's 11.4. We can go to 11.5 and we're almost done. So it says, in the event of transfer of rights and obligations, the buyer under this agreement, seller agrees to the transfer does not constitute a default. So that's the same thing. So it's just saying that if we are closing under LLC, we are not in default of the agreement. We're still moving forward. Um,
Okay.
it does also say anything to the contrary herein consents to the transfer of all rights and obligations to the buyer under this agreement to a third party within 3 days of being notified of a transfer of right to by buyer, agree to enter into a purchase and sale agreement with a third party, and anything to the contrary or elsewhere notwithstanding agrees to absolutely and irrevocably release the buyer from its obligations under this agreement. So essentially it's saying that once we create that LLC and if the transfer does take place and happens and transfer of this agreement and then you're now closing with LLC, it doesn't constitute a default and it's just a mere formality that happens at closing of escrow. Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh.
11.6. So this is what we put just so you're aware that no matter who's closing on this transaction, whether it's simple sell or an LLC, upon closing under a third-party agreement of sale, seller shall retain from the net proceeds of the sale the full sum of $246,000, meaning no matter what happens, the full sum of $246,000 goes into your pocket. Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. So we can go to number 12. Number 12 says memorandum of contract. So it's just saying that seller shall not enter into any agreement to purchase the property with any other party. So it's just saying that if you're selling the property to us, you can't also simultaneously sell it to Bobby, the neighbor.
Right.
So you're just selling this to us and you can't sell your house to multiple people.
Right.
Um, so as soon as we go under agreement, so that to protect equitable interest in the property, seller acknowledges buyer may execute and record an affidavit and memo of this agreement with the official records of the county so that we can provide a notice that the buyer is purchasing the property. So anytime there is a sale, the county needs to be aware that there is a sale going on.
Yes,
And
sir.
essentially, we just record that. You don't have to do anything. We pay for all of that. Number
Okay.
13 is agency disclosure. So as I told you, we're all licensed ourselves, but we don't practice retail real estate. We just buy houses. So it's just a disclosure that we are licensed, but you don't owe us any commissions because we're just acting as a buyer in this transaction. So it's just a formal
Yes.
disclosure. Okay.
Okay.
And then number 14 doesn't actually apply to you, so it's just a lead-based paint disclosure. It just says that if the house was built before 1978, it might contain lead-based paint, and we're okay with that. And then right on the bottom, number 16 just says that this is the entire agreement and there's no other agreements between parties, any oral or verbal agreements. And this contract supersedes any prior understandings or any other contracts. And it's just saying that it's a binding agreement and there's nothing that we spoke of that we didn't put inside of this agreement. Any
Yes.
questions?
The only question I see here is says 9/16, and today is the 13th. So in other
Yeah.
words, you don't
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no. It's a good question. So it says this agreement must be accepted and signed by seller by 9/16. So the agreement starts today. That's the
Yes, sir.
effective date. But I just don't want to put today as the signing date just to make sure that
Uh,
both you and your husband have plenty of time so that we can get this signed.
oh, okay. I see what you're saying then. Okay.
Yes, yes. So on the bottom there, you see where it says sellers?
Yes.
Okay, it should say something like Joyce, click or sign here.
Right.
You see that?
I see it.
Okay, so that's how you sign it. So if you click on it, it should say
Uh
something
huh.
like adopt my signature on your end.
Right.
Do you see that?
Yeah, I do. So I know. So in other words, if I click that, then I'm going to be signing it. But at the same time, before I sign that, I want to read this very good again, and my husband to see it, and then
Sure,
I can sign.
sure, sure. Just so you know, until he signs it, it's not really a valid agreement
Uh,
regardless. Um,
right, because we're both parties. Yes, sir. I
Correct, because
understand.
both of you guys do have to sign. So when you
Yeah.
click on it, it's not actually going to sign, but I do want to make sure you
Okay.
know how to sign. So if you click on it, let me know if it says adopt and sign, and I just want to show you where to click it when you're ready to sign.
Okay. I clicked on it, and I see up here where it says adopt and sign, and it's got my
Yes,
signature.
yes. So as soon as you're ready, you would click the adopt and sign, and that's when it will sign. And then after
Okay.
that, it's going to say something like share back with Samuel.
Okay.
And then when you click share back with Samuel, that's when I will actually receive your signature.
Okay.
That makes
No
sense?
problem. Yes, it does. Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, any questions or concerns you have for me?
Not right at this moment. I don't. I guess that I. It doesn't really say anywhere on here who I'm really dealing with other than your name. So, I mean, if this is a company, I guess
It does,
I
it
don't
does.
know.
So go to
It
the
does.
very top of the agreement.
Okay, hold on. Okay, at the very top of the agreement.
Yes. So read the
Uh,
very first sentence. You see where it says this agreement is between
okay,
seller of
simple.
record and simple
Uh-huh,
cell.
gotcha. Okay, I see it
Yes.
now. Okay.
Yes. And what I can
Okay.
do on my end, I can actually
Uh,
text you our website. I can also
yeah.
text you a copy of our bank statement if you'd like, so that you see that
Yeah.
we actually have the money. And
Yes.
I can also send our testimonials to you so that you can see some of our
That.
reviews from the past.
Yeah, that would be great. And that way, I know I just don't have a phone call from somebody that I'm not sure about.
Oh, totally. I actually am super happy you were asking for that. So let me actually do that for you right now. So
Excuse
here's
me.
our website. Let me go get a copy of a bank statement for you. The bank statement, I'm gonna have to email it to you because it's a PDF.
Okay.
Let me know if you got the website, by the way.
Okay. Let's see if this is it here. No, that's not it. No, sir, I have not received it.
Okay, 1 second.
Mhm.
Oh, it still says sending. Gotta give it a couple of minutes. Let me share the reviews too. And
Excuse me.
you're fine. What does uh what does Charles do for work, by the way?
Just mechanic work on the side. He's actually retired, but he just goes out and fiddles
I was
different
gonna
places.
say, from the conversation we've had, it seemed like you guys were retired already.
Oh yeah, he is. He is.
He
But
just
men
he
are
likes
and
to
they
work, I guess.
yes.
I gotcha. Um,
I
okay.
mean, it's not something that he goes to every day, 5 days a week, but he goes when he gets ready.
He just goes with his leisure, I guess.
Yes.
So mechanic work, is it just like fixing cars, basically?
Yeah, Dad. Yeah. Hmm.
Got it, got it. All right, so 1 second. All right, so it might not be sending over, Joyce,
Yeah.
because we're on the phone. Let me hang up,
Okay.
send this over to you, and then I'll call you just to
Okay.
make sure you got it. And
Okay.
then we can totally wait so that we can wait for Charles, make sure he's also good to go, and then I have to help you guys create an email for him so he can sign as well.
Okay. Very good.
Perfect.
You
So
can
let
call
me
me
do
back.
that. Yep, I'll give you a call
Okay.
back.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye. Over there. It's just not right here. I have to get up and move.
No worries.
Oh. Mm. Ouch. Okay. Did you get it? I
One
thought I did.
second.
No, it's
N-
fine.
Not yet. You should click
Not yet.
something that says share back with Samuel. Do you have that?
Do you see anything that says share back with him?
Any sign, okay,
I'm about to follow.
good, yes, okay, whatever, okay.
Okay, it's taking both of us to read this now. Hold
No
on.
worries. No worries.
I hit share,
Okay, hold on. Let me check.
I hit share,
I
okay,
got
tell
that
him,
one. Yes, I got it. So I got both of your guys'
Okay, you got it.
signatures.
Okay,
So
good.
one more thing that we need, guys. This is super
Yes, sir.
simple.
I'm,
So the same
okay.
exact thing that was in clause number 8, which was the pre-marketing agreement, we just need to have that in a
Mhm.
separate document because we never share our original agreement with anybody. So
Yes.
I just sent that to you. It's basically the same exact clause as number 8, just in one page separate document. See if you
Okay, different
received it in your
document.
email. It should say something like authorization to market.
Okay, did you see one? This is authorization for marketing.
okay, hang on just a second.
You said it was number 8?
Yeah, so number 8 inside of the agreement is the pre-marketing agreement. Remember that we went
Okay, that's
over?
what I'm saying. That way he knows what he's looking for on here.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
yeah, what about it?
Okay, now what are we doing with that?
It's the same exact thing. We just need to have that in a separate document because anytime we go to market any property, we have to have that in a separate document because we would never share our original agreement not to expose anything inside of the agreement, not to expose any pricing or anything like that. So we put it in
Okay,
a
so now you're
separate one
saying we
pager.
sign that? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, correct.
Okay, okay, fine. He's sending you something else to sign.
Okay,
Do you see it?
just a second, okay. I gotta go back into it.
Is it a whole thing all over again or just one sheet?
No, no, no. It's just one sheet. It's literally one page.
One page, okay. Did you find it?
Yes, sir. Hang on a second.
Uh-oh, somebody's dog is out. We're not picking up another stray.
Okay, Samuel.
I'm here.
Okay, we just got authorization to sign listing docs and offers. That's the one you're referring to?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it's got print Joyce Watson and Joyce Watson. You need us to go ahead and sign this from here too?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Joyce just signed her side of it. So how do I sign mine?
Get back over there on that one.
You're going to the other email, sir.
Okay, I need to go to your email. I'll open up the other email. This one here was the Yahoo.
Get over here. We've got a loose dog in the yard.
What kind of dog you have?
I don't know whose dog it is. He's running around on
Oh
a
my
leash.
gosh.
Somebody dog got a leash.
Okay, that's signed. Finish signing.
I got it, Charles. I got it on my end. So we're all clear now.
Okay,
Congratulations.
good.
You guys, we are under contract. So from here
Good.
on, everything's moving forward. I'm gonna get this to my team right now. You might hear
Yes, sir.
from our transaction coordinator. Her name is Ariana. I'll text you her
Okay.
name and number just to make sure you have it. And then as soon
Okay.
as the file is at the title company, she'll let you know which title company is handling the whole transaction for us.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good. All right.
Beautiful.
Sure.
Beautiful. Any other
All
questions you
right.
guys have for me before I let you go?
Okay, yes. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use your closing company that you use.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
That'd be fine. That way,
As of now, and then the
we'll do
the mobile notary will make the arrangements on the day of closing.
okay, that works for us, okay?
Perfect.
Okay, so I guess there's nothing else, Samuel. We've got your number to keep in contact. You have our number. You have our emails, both of them. So now we'll talk.
You got it, Charles. Pleasure doing
Let us
business.
know, are you going to go down there and put a lockbox on it? If you do that, then give us a combination to it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, as far as the keys, how do we get the keys?
Okay, when you put the lockbox on there, I'll put the keys in the lockbox.
Perfect. Perfect. You
I
make
will
my
go down
life
there and put the keys in the lockbox. There's no
beautiful.
use in me mailing them or doing anything else. I'll just drive down there and do what I got to do.
Beautiful. You got it. You got it, Charles. Let me work on that right now then.
Okay.
Talk to you guys.
Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Later. Bye.
Talk to you. Bye. Under contract.